got woken up pretty early this morning because they wanted to talk to you about dimensions collapsing and timelines collapsing, because what the fuck does that mean? Well, yes. Whew. So let's talk about dimensions briefly so that you have a little bit of an understanding. And if you are doing the Cosmic Disco Dance Party, you have learned a whole lot more in there too. But briefly, dimensions are like layers of density. So first dimension is going to be really thick. It's like center of the earth. It's rock. So no being is really living or thriving in first dimensional consciousness. But by the time we get up to third dimensional consciousness, which is one reality that we're living on, 3D is still going to be pretty thick. It's not as enlightened as when we get into the higher dimensions, but you can have an experience of lots of, like, imagine feeling, texture, sensations. Ooh, I always call third dimension like sex and raspberries. Why did we come here? We came here to experience the joys of sex and raspberries. So fifth dimensional consciousness is where we are moving into. And initially, as it was set up, these were kind of like concentric layers around the earth, right? So first dimensional center of the earth, second dimensional will be more of like mineral and mycelium kingdoms. We get to third dimension where we've got little humans. Fourth dimension is going to be this etheric field around the earth. Fifth dimension, we start getting finally outside of the earth. So that concentric circle initially was how it worked. But as we've been expanding in our ability to handle more, poof, everything is condensing. So it's like collapsing, right? So it used to be outside of you, now it's actually here. And it's another layer of reality that's happening around you. So this is what's making us, first off, multidimensional beings. Second off, we already are living in 5D consciousness if we choose to make that shift. So if you want to play out the patterns of karma, patterns of pain, those are still there for you in 3D, boo. But why the fuck would you? Most of the pain that you'll incur now is other people's pain because you are a sensitive little being of light, likely an empath. So the pain that you incur is other people's, not necessarily yours. Clean up as much of that as you want. Yay, you. You don't have to. You can just make this shift over to 5D. And 5D is where we begin to get to unity consciousness. So the dimensions collapsing, the timelines collapsing. Brief idea of what's happening there. They're all layered on top of each other. And as we continue to move into higher vibrational consciousness, we'll keep getting more and more of these, which can be tricky at a human body level, right? So we got to take really good care of these sweet little meat suits that we call us. And beyond the dimensions collapsing, how will it affect you? This is really what I was excited to talk about because I've witnessed it myself and talked to lots of others who have as well. And lately I've been seeing shit out of the corner of my eye. That's new. I am not a visual psychic. So being able to literally see things, and I'm like, that wasn't there before. And it will be, again, periphery, not necessarily center of vision, at least not for me. But out of periphery, I'm seeing stuff all the time. This is one sign of those dimensions collapsing. We can now, thanks, think of the unicorns. Unicorns are another dimension. It's not that they're mythical creatures. So I'd like to imagine every time I see something out of the corner of my eye, maybe it's my dragon. Maybe it's my griffin. Moving forward into this dimension to say hi. Another experience that I have heard around the dimensions collapsing and shifting is vertigo, dizziness, where it really feels like you were wobbly within this skin. So more psychically sensitive, more energetically sensitive, more empathic. You may notice these things more than normal people do. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, but I want you, rather than having any glitches when these things happen, I want you to realize that they're signs to call you into other abilities, other ways of being able to participate and see and live in the world. We talked quite a bit about dimensions collapsing, but I want to make sure that we talk about those timelines collapsing too, because Jesus, goodness gracious, I think this is probably affecting us more than anything else. And so it's your sense of things speeding up. It's your sense of transformation and growth happening so quickly that you don't necessarily know how to make sense of it because time is not working the way it used to. So we have all of these timelines of potentiality. Those used to exist as pretty solid within the Akashic field so that you could like make jumps from one place or one point in your fate to the next. That's not happening anymore. You have been granted new powers, Buttercup, and those powers allow you to create. Those powers grant you sovereignty because the universe sees you as a being of awakening, enlightenment. The universe recognizes you are a great being of power. You just don't yet. So they're like, oh, you want to do that? Yeah, you can do that. And the things that really don't serve you, those are the things that are going away. So you'll watch relationships cycle through much quicker than they ever have. And at a human level, 3D human level, this can be a little uncomfortable. It can be so fast and so abrupt, and what felt good a week ago may not feel good anymore. So this is where you will have to be very honest with yourself and very loving with yourself. Because if you just try to push through, as you did in the past, you will be the thing that breaks down. Those timelines won't break, but if you begin to force them into being because you say they're comfortable or you're attached to an outcome in it, I don't need you to get your ass kicked anymore. It's kind of happened enough, right? So can you just say, hey, let me see if I can just surrender into this a little bit, trusting that there's a bigger reason for why everything is happening the way it is. Promise it'll feel better. So we're going to offer now some sound healing and some light language to help stabilize you during these dimensional crunches. They will usually happen during portals or activations when more of this is literally flooding our planet. More light, more downloads, more potentiality. Cool on one level, intense in the human experience. I can certainly say eclipse seasons for me. Mama needs to tap out. I need to go into my dark yin spaces because those are so present within this body. It's uncomfortable. So, if you'd like to receive, give yourself permission to now. If you don't, skip to another video. It's cool. So we're going to be asking them to come through with a sound healing, light language packet of healing. Ki shno kuku se lai rnake nanai I sno kuku se akea li yarna kikea ke sno ku shaur no kuku se akeke laur no ku se ke ya na nanai sanai ish na seke ya nanai ke nai lor no kuku se a hello no ku se shaur no ku se nai nanai ke ya sanai ish na se. They're saying this will come necessarily directly through nerve packets as well, being able to serve and soothe the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. They say the only way that you will make it through this is to take impeccable care of yourself first, or else they can't help at all. So lots of rest, Epsom salt baths. And for goodness sake, they say, stop doubting it. Laur no kuku se aur no ku se ai ke ya na ya he li ya na ya ke sono kuku se shao ya ke sai. And you can imagine now a golden light that's coming directly through spine. Sai na ya ke ya sono kuku se a le ya I ke sanai ya kuku se a ke ya na and receiving that through spine and letting it just be a little warm and expansive. You might find your body responding. That would be just fine. Le nanaya se ku 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 se au. He nai. Thanks, and I invite you to just sit in that for a few moments. To give your mind and body permission just to receive and feel better. To absorb healing at a different level that doesn't need to be at all logical. Ha loku se ake ke. Lia.